I want to turn now to Caitlin Huey-Burns, who joins me from Des Moines, Iowa, where President Trump is scheduled to deliver remarks later this evening. She spent the day in Des Moines talking to voters about this legislation. Caitlin, so great to have you with us. What'd you learn?
Hey, Major. Well, as you know, Donald Trump came to Iowa many times during his campaign, and this is where he made those key campaign promises. No taxes on tips, no taxes on overtime pay, and other agenda items. So we wanted to come here with him. You can see he's going to speak later tonight and figure out how voters were assessing the impact of this on their own lives. So we started out at a place you have probably frequented, Major, during your campaign travels, Smitty's Tenderloin in Des Moines. Those iconic big pork sandwiches. And we talked to the owner and a server there, longtime server, about what kind of impact they are going to see, especially with the elimination of federal taxes on tips. Here's what they had to say.
I'll be retiring soon, so but for our future, I think it'll help our waitresses and encourage more to be waitresses, you know, because of the level of the pay they get now. They have to claim so much, and then now taking that away from them, they're going to be able to benefit a lot better.
That would really help to expand their income in ways that maybe we haven't been able to as employers because of the hardships over the past few years. We've had to make some cutbacks as far as our controlling our food costs and controlling our labor.
So it was interesting, Major, because as we were talking to them, Mike Johnson was laying down the gavel announcing that this vote had passed, this bill had passed. And it was interesting watching that from Iowa because we weren't the only ones watching it. The owner of Smitty's had told us that he had been monitoring this all morning, watching early in the morning to see what the latest status of this bill was. And so he was making the argument that he was going to see benefits from this bill. But we also talked to people who were anxious about it as well.
And what do they have to say, Caitlin, the anxious ones?
Yeah, you know, Major, it's very interesting being on the ground in a state like this because you can be in a tiny restaurant and hear very different points of view. And so we spoke with a woman named Janie, and she said that she's all for eliminating taxes on tips. She's glad for those serving her that they can have that benefit, but she was personally concerned about the cuts to Medicaid. She says her cousin relies on the program, and she was concerned about this impact they could have on her, and as well as just generally some of these cuts and the way that they could affect other people. Here's what she had to say.
I was concerned about the doing away with a lot of the Medicaid insurers. How are they going to distinguish the ones that keep Medicaid and those that I mean, if they're abusing it, of course, but my goodness, how are they going to decipher that?
Now, Major, as you know, this is a over 900-page bill. This is going to take a while for people to understand what's in it and what's in it for them. And so that's where you're going to see a lot of this political messaging coming from both sides. It's something that Donald Trump hopes to start today to really sell this bill to the public.
Caitlin Huey-Burns, I'm grateful for your perspective from Des Moines, Iowa, giving us an early read on reaction to passage of this big legislation. Thank you so very much.